My name is Tim Moberly, and my official title is Sanctuary Coordinator. My favorite part of the job is this is my office window right here. You know, you're not trapped inside anywhere, and my job's pretty footloose and fancy free as far as hours and stuff, so I kind of come and go. If it's cold, I go home. If it's too hot, I go home. So, you know, it's a good place to work. We have approximately about 11.5 miles of trails here at Mount St. Francis. We have a 17-acre lake here. First-time visitors, I would recommend to do the trail that is around our lake right here, and because it's hard to get lost, because if you keep the lake on one side of you or the other, you'll end up going around it, and you'll get back to where you started. We do have a fishing club, so fishing from the public's not allowed, but their dues help us pay for keeping me and keeping the place straight and in good repair. We're a private property, but we are open to the public, and sometimes open to the public's good, sometimes open to the public's not so good, but you know, it's 99.9% of the people are just great. So it is an interesting property, and there's a lot to see. You know, I've been here 11 years, and there's still places that I haven't actually been on. And there's places like, there's a couple waterfalls that I just found recently. You know, they're small, but still it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, and years ago, this place was a dairy farm, a working dairy farm. And there's still, back in the woods, there's a large concrete basin. And they had fashioned a pipe that water comes out of a spring, goes into the pipe, comes out and fills this basin for the cattle. And it's still working. And this hasn't been a working farm for almost 50 years. So, you know, you look at that kind of stuff and you're like, people were pretty smart back then, you know, for not having computers and other things. So there's just a lot of neat things out here. I have a lot of favorites actually, and a lot of them were on top of the hills and stuff that overlook the lake. When I first got here, I was like, man, we need a bench here. So I'm like, I'm gonna build a bench and put a bench here. So I go up and sit and look over top of the lake, and you know, it's really neat. Well, the monastery is actually a separate part of the sanctuary. They divided it into two entities, so that's actually called the province, which is about 25 acres. It's been around for a long time. It was donated years and years ago from a lady called Mary Anderson. She was the Madonna of her day, you know, a big Broadway actor, and this was their family farm. And she married a fellow from New York, and la-di-da-di-da. She's like, you can have it. So, you know, great person. So there's been a monastery, a school, a sanctuary. There's actually a Mount St. Francis, Indiana. There's a post office up here. So, and you know, a chapel. There used to be nuns. It's gotten to where, kind of where the older monks come to spend their days, and it's just a peaceful, relaxing place for the most part. The Hermitage is it's just a small cabin, and it's on the lake, and it's only to be used by one person at a time, and it's generally used for just quiet reflection. You know, there's no TV, there's no telephone. There's, you know, it's to commune with nature, to be one with yourself, and to, you know, get back to your soul. You know. Generally a major maintenance project. I have a group of kids that'll come in June. They have a group called Catholic Heart Work Camp. This year we're gonna stain everything that we have. So we have, I don't know, countless bridges and buildings and stuff. And last time we did it, we used 55 gallons of stain. So it'll take us about 3 days to do that.
All around the park there are many other bridges and benches dedicated to people who have passed away. You can contact the sanctuary and people will have benches made in memoriam of friends and family. Every morning for 10 years, two friends would come and walk their dog here. One of the friends unfortunately passed away. This bench was made in memoriam of him and his dog, Babe.
We have a lot of events going on now. We have a Mount Fest, which is a big picnic and concert and art fair, and we have a butterfly festival, and we have several concerts down here through the summer, once a month, and they're really a lot of fun. And it's just a good place to come and visit. We like to have places where people can be here and have a quiet moment.